Hello, I'm Amanda. I'm going to teach a 30-minute chair yoga class today. If you have a yoga block, you might want to find it and put it between your ankles. And then if you have a yoga strap, or maybe a long scarf, something like that, you might want to have that handy. I'm sitting in a chair and my back is away from the back of the chair. My ankles are nested up against the block, so feel a little more grounding. And take a moment to rotate your hips from side to side, connecting with your sitting bones. And a hard surface chair is really better for chair yoga. And if you've got arms in your chair, that will a little bit hinder some of the things we do, but I'll give you some adaptations. And this is seated mountain. So begin to feel the connection of the feet against the floor. Barefoot is, you can feel that a little better. And then feel the sitting bones and the hips and the buttocks against the seat. And let the hands be on the thighs, either palms up, gesture receiving, or palms down, a little more grounding. And then let the elbows be right underneath the shoulders. So the hands are not forward, those elbows are right under the shoulders. And just let the shoulders soften away from the ears. And then let's leave the physical body, close the eyes or just look downward. You can not look at the phone or the camera or the device you're looking at. And drop inward. And by that I mean breathing with awareness. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose or the mouth if that's more comfortable. Just take 2 or 3 grounding breaths, connecting to the rhythm of the breath. Breathing in, noticing the sensations of drawing the breath in, and breathing out and knowing this, acknowledging the sensations of breathing out. Do 2 more, silently. Drop your chin toward the chest and flutter open the eyes and let the shoulders roll down the back and the heavy weight of the head drop toward the floor. And now lift the face toward the ceiling and the chest toward the ceiling and let those elbows draw back and look up. Our first back bend. We'll do 2 more times in both directions, drawing the chin to the chest, letting that heavy head go, roll the shoulder blades down the back. And lifting the face toward the ceiling, opening up the front of the throat, and lifting the chest toward the ceiling. Elbows, shoulders back and down, elbows heavy. Last one in both directions. Chin down, heavy head released, shoulder blades roll down like you're putting them in a back pocket. And then chest lifts, gaze lifts. Open up the front of the body. We'll move the spine in lots of directions, really 3 directions. Begin by a little circling of the crown of the head toward the ceiling. And if you noticed, your abdominals might have automatically engaged as your upper body goes beyond the edge of the chair. Keep your spine nice and long. Awareness is on the sitting bones, but still feel grounded through the block and the feet. Reverse the direction. And then let that go. We're going to do our seated cat and cow. So you're going to round forward. I'm going to change my position. Your hands coming forward. Get my block. Hands coming forward, sliding down the front of the legs as you bow. Draw the navel back and release the chin toward the chest. This is a rounded spine. If your back bumps up against the back of the chair, you need to slide forward in your seat. This is cat. Cow, you're going to slide those hands back toward the hip creases, elbows, point back and look up. Lift the chest up. And now we're going to move the body in the rhythm of the breath. So as you exhale, that's when you round forward, drop the chin, hands forward. Inhale, arch the spine, elbows back, chest up, look up. And just keep that movement going. Rounding, cat pose, drop the chin, let those hands be forward. Navel to spine as you find that rounded spine. And then hands back, elbows back, chest up, look up. We'll do one more in both directions, rounding forward. Navel to spine as you round in the spine. Hands back, elbows back, chest up, look up. And release. We'll do a deeper back bend now. Slide your block and your feet back as your back gets up against the back of the chair. Let your arms come behind the back of the chair. Arch your spine. Begin to trust the support of the chair. Lift the center of the chest and breathe. Now, if holding your neck in space is a little bit too much for you, modification is to interlace those hands. Put the interlaced hands behind the head. Support the head like a shelf with the hands. Elbows wide, chest up. So the arms can be out, holding the head, or the arms can be down, lifting the chest. Either way. 2 more breaths and our back bend. And release. Our side bend is next. One way to do that is to bring your arms alongside the body, fingers reaching toward the floor. And like a pendulum, going from side to side. Reaching to the floor, keeping your ears right over the shoulders and shoulders over those hips. So upright posture as you reach from side to side. And after 2 or 3, you might be able to go a little further in your stretch. We'll do one more on each side. And release. Next, we'll do a twist. So reach your arms to the ceiling or to your range of motion. You're going to rotate to the right, your whole upper body, and then bring your left hand to the front right thigh, your right hand either to the chair or maybe all the way to the back of the chair. And then twist and look over that right shoulder. Keep stability in the legs by pressing into the block. Rotate from the navel and the ribs and shoulder. Lastly, the gaze. And work with that back eye to look behind you. Bringing out the arms back up toward the ceiling. Rotate over to the left. We're changing sides. Right hand on the left thigh, left hand either the chair seat for a gentle twist or all the way to the back of the chair for a little deeper. And then rotate through the navel, the ribs, and lastly the shoulder and gaze. Both knees pointed forward, nice stable legs as you rotate from the trunk and look over that left shoulder. Work with that left eye to look behind you. We'll do one more on each side. Arms come up, parallel, rotate to the right. Left hand to the right thigh, right hand to the chair, either the seat or the back. Maybe go a little further in your twist, your stretch this time. Navel pressing back to the spine, rotate from the ribs, shoulder and gaze. Release, arms up, last time. Rotate to the left, right hand to that thigh, left hand to the seat or the back of the chair. Rotate from the midsection, belly, ribs, and shoulder, and work with that back left eye, exploring the space behind you. Bring your arms back up to the center and hands to prayer down to the heart center. We'll do some sun salutes. You want to make sure you're a little bit forward in the seat. We'll do about 8 sun salutes, seated sun salutes. You're going to inhale those arms up, palms come together above your head. That's the in breath. Exhale, hands to the knees, hinge at the hips, and bow. Look down to the ground. As you begin to breathe in, that's your cue to come into cactus-shaped arms and open up the chest and look up. Half look. Exhale, hands to the knees. Fold all the way, drop your head, bring your hands close to the floor, onto the floor. Then shine your palms out, you're drawing a sun, a lifting of the sun, rising of the sun. Hands to prayer mudra above your head, and then exhale, hands come down to the heart. That was 1. We'll do 7 more. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and let that breath go. Inhale, open up. This is a back bend. Exhale, hands to the knees, full fold, drop the head, hands to the floor, shine the palms out and lift. Hands to prayer mudra, exhale down to the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Inhale, half lift, open up. Exhale, hands to the knees, drop all the way. Drop your head. Palms out, come all the way up. Palms come together above your head and then down to the heart. Inhale, bring those arms up. And then exhale, hands to the knees, hinge at the hips, and fold. Inhale, half lift, open up the chest, look up. Exhale, hands to the knees, and fold all the way, drop your head. Palms out, the rising sun, hands to prayer mudra above your head. Exhale, down to the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bow, let that breath go. Inhale, half lift, open up. Exhale, hands to the knees and fold. Arms out, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the knees, hinge at the hips and fold. Inhale, half lift, open up the chest, back bend, maybe look up. Exhale, hands to the knees and fold, drop your head. Arms out, rising sun, hands to prayer mudra above your head. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the knees and hinge at the hips and fold. Inhale, open up, half lift, look up. Exhale, forward fold, drop your head, reach to the floor. Palms out, draw your sun. Exhale, hands to the heart. This is our last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the knees and hinge at the hips and bow. Inhale, half lift, open up. Exhale, hands to the knees and fold. Arms out to a T, come all the way up, draw that sun. And exhale, hands to the heart. Let's begin to wake up the feet. So nesting the block between the ankles, you're going to come onto the heel, lift the heels, come onto the balls of the feet. Squeeze the calf, squeeze the block, engage the muscles of the leg. And then lower the heels and lift the block. Bring that block along with the ride and draw the toes back toward the shin. And we'll keep that rocking horse with the feet going. Lifting the heels, engaging your calves. So engaging the muscles of the back of the leg. And then lowering the heels, lifting the toes and the balls of the foot, engaging the muscles of the front of the leg, the shin area. We'll do a few more on each side. Lifting, squeezing the calf as you come onto the ball of the feet. And then land the heels and lift the toes back toward the shin. 2 more. Heels up, squeeze. Heels down. Toes up, draw them back. And down. Last one. Heels up, squeeze. Lower the heels. Now draw the toes back. Lift those toes. And release. Now slide a little bit more into the back of the chair. So your back is up against the back and you've got more thigh real estate on the chair. Nest the block between the ankles and then lift the block. Press out through the ball joint of the foot and then lift the arms. This is called Dandasana pose or staff pose. Gauge the muscles of the calves, thigh muscles, the quadriceps, and breathe. Now bring your arms out to a T shape. Both palms are down. Turn your head and look at your right middle finger. That's your drishti, your focal point. And that left palm you can't see, flip it up. Bring the left fingertips to the left shoulder. And then straighten out that left arm. And bring that left palm back down. Now turn your gaze and look at your left middle finger. Flip that right palm up, you can't see. Bring the right fingertips to the shoulder, right shoulder, and then straighten out that right arm. Now flip the right palm down and look straight ahead. Flip both palms up and then lift up back into our Dandasana or staff pose. Now interlace your hands and flip the palms toward the ceiling. Continue to press out the heel and the ball joint, engaging the muscles around the thighs. And then bring those interlaced hands to the top of the head. Elbows press back, chest presses forward, and breathe. Turn your head to the right, look over that right shoulder. And then turn your head to the left and look over your left shoulder. We'll do one more on each side. Turn your head, look to the right. And turn your head and look to the left. And then gaze forward, hands to heart, and feet to the floor. We're going to do Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 in a chair. So swing your, put your block up underneath the chair. Swing your knees to the right, both knees over to the right. So you're sitting kind of side saddle in the chair. That outside leg, the left leg, is going to swing back behind you. And you want to square your hip bones forward. You want that right thigh nested on the chair. The front foot is solid. If it doesn't quite make it there, you can put a block under that. This is Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Arms come up, chest up, look up. Make this a back bend as you draw those arms back and the chest up. Power up the feet that are in the floor and breathe. Now bring the hands to the heart. We're going to twist our Warrior 1. Rotate your trunk, your torso to the right so you're facing the back of the chair. Maybe both hands can clasp on the back of the chair. Or one hand, and then look over that right shoulder, navel to spine, and twist. Bring the hands to the heart and rotate the trunk forward. Warrior 2. The left arm is going to come behind you, palm down. The right arm out front, palm down. You're going to focus on that front right middle finger. That's your focus or your drishti. We're We're going to revolve the warrior. That left hand can come either to the chair or to the thigh. Flip that front palm up and arc the spine and look up. Lift from the center of the chest. Reach back to the back wall with that lifted hand and breathe. And bring your hands to the heart and rotate forward. We'll do side angle before we do the other side. Bring your right forearm on your right thigh, palm up. Left arm up and overhead. Look under your left arm and reach with that top hand. The left hip that's in the seat, press it down and breathe. And changing sides. Left forearm down, palm up, right arm out to the side. Arc that right arm over your head, look under the right arm. Reach like you're trying to take something off that top shelf. And press your right hip down into the seat. And release. Hands to prayer. We're coming to goddess pose. Come onto the balls of the feet, lifting the heels. And then bring your arms up and hold onto your elbows. Make a little box around your head. This is goddess pose. And for a deeper stretch, you can bring your left hand down the back body, and with your right hand, draw that left elbow a little closer in toward the midline of the body, stretching your left upper arm. And now the other side, right hand down, right elbow pointed up. And with your left hand, draw that right elbow in. Keep the chin level to the floor. It might want to drop. And awareness now is on that right arm or upper arm we're stretching. And release, unwind the arms. Hands to prayer, heels to the floor. Now bring both knees over to the right. Sitting side saddle in your chair. The right leg is going to swing back behind you. The further you get that thigh or that knee back, you're going to get a hip flexor stretch. Both hip bones pointing forward. Your front foot is grounded. Use a block if it's floating. You want to be stable before you mobilize. Arms up, chest up, look up. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Hands to prayer. We'll do our twist. So you're going to rotate to the left. Maybe the hands, one or both hands, clasp that back, the back of the chair, and use the holding onto the back of the chair and rotate. Belly, ribs, shoulders. Look over that left shoulder and breathe. And bring your hands to palms and to this heart center. Virabhadrasana 2. Left arm out front. Right arm behind you. Your focus is that front left middle finger. Grow long in your arm shelf. Now we're going to revolve the warrior. So the right hand's going to come to the thigh or to the seat of the chair. Left palm's going to flip up. Left arm's going to look up and lift up. Ground through your lower body to lift up through the upper body. That top hand is going up and back to the back wall, and breathe. And release. Bring your hands to the heart as you pivot both legs back forward. We'll do one more with wide legs. Hands to the knees, to the knees. Slide the hands down the front of the body. And then drop your head and look under your seat. Let the heavy head go. Press into the feet. Awareness is on the hip creases. Press into the seat. Now if you want a deeper forward stretch, you can release your legs and thread your arms through your legs to bind with the legs of the chair. And actively draw the upper body through those legs. Release the heavy head. Now while you're down there on the floor, if you see your strap, just pick it up. Bring your forearms to your thighs and come all the way up. We're going to take the strap, walk your feet in so your feet are hip width. Your back is away from the back of the chair. You're going to take the strap, and it could be a scarf or whatever you have at home that's handy. We're going to floss our shoulders. So hold on to the strap, and you want the strap to be holding on with both hands a little wider than shoulder width. So just like flossing the teeth, you're going to bring the strap in front. That's kind of easy. Then you're going to lift the strap, and without bending your knees, your elbows, you're going to draw that strap behind you. Now, if you find you have to bend your elbows, then widen where you're holding on with the strap. Like I'm going to have to widen mine. I've noticed I'm starting to bend. Flossing in front, arms stay straight. Flossing behind, arms stay straight. Now awareness is on the shoulders, so if there's any pain, please refrain from doing this. Flossing behind, flossing in front. We'll do about maybe 3 more on both sides. And notice if you're feeling heat in the shoulders, flossing in front and flossing behind. Last one, in front. Last one, behind. And let that go. And you can put your strap aside. We don't really need it anymore. We'll do one more asana or movement before we find Shavasana. The asana we're going to do is a hip opener called a tree pose in a chair. So there's a lot of variations here. Bring your left ankle on top of your right thigh and make a number 4 shape with your legs. If that's not available, modification is bring your left ankle in front of your right ankle. And then all we're doing here is now hinging from the hips and folding forward with the upper body. Now, if you find you want a little more heat in this posture, you want to equalize your sitting bones. So if you've noticed that your left sitting bone has started to lift, you want to root it down. The other way you can create a little more heat here is to let the upper body rest upon that top leg. Now, if you've got the ankles, you can go all the way to the floor and get a nice stretch of the back. This is a variation of tree. And of course, trees have branches, right? So lift yourself back up and bring your hands to your heart. And then raise your arms overhead. And then lower. We're going to change sides. So the right ankle comes atop the left thigh. The right leg is at a 90 or a number 4 shape. Now again, right ankle in front of the left ankle is the modification. You want to make sure your heel is under your knee if you're in the number 4 shape with the legs. And hinge at the hips and fold. And if that right hip starts to lift, you're going to root it down. So be aware of your sitting bones. And for a little bit more heat, you're going to let the upper body rest upon that top leg and maybe go a little deeper into the stretch. One more breath. Noticing the differences in sides. And then into our final tree, hands to the heart. And lift your branches. To the heart. legs, foot to the floor. Shavasana is next. Shavasana in chair practice can take lots of forms. My favorite, and many, is legs in a chair. So you can come back into a seated mountain like we began practice with your back against the back of the chair. If you'd like to do legs in a chair, you're going to flip your chair around. Get onto the ground, and you can use the chair to assist you. Swing your legs up into the seat of the chair so your calves are up against the seat of the chair. And then lay down. Arms out to the side and the head on the ground. Palms up, elbows bent is a real nice way to end the practice. This is a release for the legs. And do a little movement to get symmetry in the limbs. Then close your eyes. Grow heavy in the mat. And of course, this is a chair yoga class online. You can stay in Shavasana for a very long time. But I'm going to end the class a little earlier. I encourage you to stay in Shavasana longer. Namaste.